Heidi had always believed that love was either simple or non-existent. As a florist in a quiet coastal town, her days were a gentle rhythm of arranging roses for weddings and anniversaries, crafting fairy tales for everyone but herself. Her world was safe, familiar, and maybe a little too quiet. While her hands brought bouquets of romance to life, her own heart remained untouched, holding a quiet longing for something she couldn't quite name. Then, Saffron arrived. Saffron was a whirlwind, everything Heidi wasn't. She had a laugh that echoed like sunshine and eyes that held entire conversations before she even spoke a word. Suddenly, the once sleepy street was buzzing with a new, chaotic energy. Their first meeting was, to put it mildly, a mess. Saffron stumbled through the door of the flower shop, arms full of camera gear, and nearly took out an entire display of pristine white lilies. Sorry. I am so sorry. First day nerves. I guess, Saffron stammered, her cheeks flushing a bright, charming pink. It's for the place we're staying in. Heidi felt a little spark. She thought for a moment, then picked a small, fragrant potted lavender. This one, she said softly. It's known to bloom even after the harshest storms. Saffron raised an eyebrow, a slow smile spreading across her face. I like survivors. From that day on, Saffron became a regular visitor. Sometimes she came for flowers, but more often, she came for excuses that weren't flowers at all. Heidi found herself listening for the jingle of the doorbell, her heart doing a little flip-flop each time. They started talking, really talking, about dreams and fears, about past heartbreaks, about why the vastness of the ocean made them both feel so small, yet so hopeful. One evening, as the sun began to melt into the horizon, casting the sky in brilliant shades of gold and pink, Saffron invited Heidi to the pier. She was filming a time-lapse of the sunset, her gaze fixed on the glowing waves. Heidi hesitated. It was a question that lived in the back of her mind. Sometimes, she admitted. But I'm scared to chase it. Maybe, she said, her voice barely a whisper. Just as Heidi was about to answer, the days bled into weeks. Their connection grew deeper with every shared latte, every inside joke, every stolen glance across the flower counter. But with that growing connection came Heidi's growing fear. Fear of change, fear of getting hurt again, fear of letting someone see her completely. When Saffron finally gathered her courage and asked Heidi out on a reel, they had a picnic on the beach, under a vast blanket of glittering stars. Can I kiss you? Heidi could only nod, her throat suddenly tight. The months that followed were their lips met, slowly at first, a curious and warm exploration that tasted of salt air and lavender. In that moment, Heidi managed a shaky smile and congratulated her. Saffron was torn. She didn't want to leave, not now, but she couldn't give up on her future. They held onto each other tightly, as if the world was threatening to pull them apart. I don't want to lose this, Heidi whispered, her voice thick with emotion. Then don't, she said firmly. Distance isn't bigger than us. It can't be. Tears shimmered in Heidi's eyes as she leaned in for a long, Deep kiss, a kiss filled not with the sadness of goodbye, but with the hope of a promise or a true test. Handwritten letters that smelled faintly of pressed flowers, and with shared dreams of their reunion. Always, she cried. Then, one ordinary morning, there, standing in the doorway with a suitcase in hand and a love that shone brightly in her smile, was Saffron. "I'm home," she said, her voice full of emotion. "If you'll have me," without a second thought. The word muffled but clear. In the shop window, the pot of lavender continued to bloom, its purple flowers more vibrant than ever. But the beginning of a future they would build, together, fearless, devoted, and beautifully, perfectly theirs. True love had finally found its place. Thank you so much for watching our story today. If you enjoyed this journey of love and hope, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that warm the heart. We'll see you next time.